All right, all right. I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. And we are here to do another reading for the Scorpios. Scorpios, how's it going? The eavesdroppers, cross watchers, you're all welcome to be here. Glad that you could make it. So, 4 card draw, I'm going to hold you a little long because I had to draw an advice card. Now, look, I'm reading for people right now. Of course, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But I'm reading for someone or some people who people want you to quit. People expect you to quit. There are people speaking about you right now. They don't even expect you to quit. They kind of feel like you already have quit. They kind of feel like you're defeated already. They're trying to make sure. They're trying to like put the nail in the coffin. So don't be surprised if you get messages or phone calls from people who you haven't spoken to in a while. And this is for intentional purposes, like you don't want to speak to them. So you've like sectored yourself off from people that you know. This may be family, this may be workplace individuals, maybe you got let go from a job, something that it feels like you were let go from some type of fraternity or some type of circle, and that's whether you left on your own reconnaissance or whether they ostracized you. But these are the type of people or the type of groups that even if they put you down, they want to bring you back in. But they only want to bring you back in so that they can put you back down again. It's kind of like you're a wreck for them. You know what I mean? You're like their rag doll. And this doesn't fly right with you. And not for nothing, it sounds despicable, right? It sounds like you may have not been standing up for yourself, but it's the complete opposite. You actually did stand up for yourself, and you've witnessed other people be victims of those people's judgments, their criticism, their inability to look at themselves for who they are, and their focus on other people's business. So you got out of that. You said no more. I'm not going to play this game. And you didn't even believe that you was real knee deep in it until something occurred, I guess, that really broke the camel's back. And you was like, you know what? I've been in this longer than I actually thought I was. And it wasn't as severe as those other people were in it, but I'm still a part of the mix. And that's not cool. It's not good. Because I see how it won't stop until it reaches the point of how they got everybody else broken, or some type of weird shit like that. These people are sadists. They're sadists. Now, lo and behold, though, right? In the bigger scheme of things, there's like this. There's this opportunity, if you will, or ability for you to take the bait. What I mean by that is to believe that this is your ending, to believe that this is the defeat, to the point where you limit and lower yourself. I'll give you an example. It's kind of like the government will give you a check every month for SSI disability. If you claim, or when you claim that you're disabled in some type of way and able to function to the point where a regular job, 9 to 5 or what have you, or career building or whatever the case may be, just can't be done because of some type of disability that you have, right? Now, they know what they're doing with that sum, with that amount. It's going to be an amount that covers particular things which are necessities for you to survive, put it that way. You know what I'm saying? And the more that the economy gets inflated, the more difficult or more challenging that is going to be, right? Because I don't think that the checks are increasing. I don't know fully, but I'm just giving you an example, a surface level example. So you may feel like there is a touch of corruption in that type of ideology, that type of framework. And not for nothing, it kind of is, right? Because once you receive those checks and confirm that you're disabled, you can't go to work. Now, I'm not saying you can't completely. You can go to work, but it's like if you try to put in an application and they find out that you're on disability, then you can understand how that might turn out, right? So you're really left to the only real out that you have at that point is to start your own business. And if you become successful at your own business, then you consequently have to get off of disability and say, oh, I'm healed now. I don't know how that works, but that's the way that it goes, though. I know the rules. Somebody put me onto it. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it, but it's somebody who does it put me onto it. So I'm like, okay, cool. But you look at that as a type of corruption because it's like, okay, you give the people just enough that they can survive, but you gotta have. It's like you gotta have something. When you give someone something, there's stipulations attached to it. It's pretty much what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Good luck, fend for yourself, but you're only getting this much. You know what I mean? You may not be in the job market, but you got enough money to do this. And they calculate, it's going to be supermarket goods. It's going to be um, probably going to rent the majority of it. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it's like good luck. You know what I mean? So that in a way, it feels like that's corruption. It feels like that's a dishonest way to approach the world. But others would argue and say, well, that's a noble thing to do. That's a charitable thing to do. And you're having a lack of accountability if that's not truly your situation and you're just saying that you're disabled because it's a continuous check, when in all actuality for some it might be better to have that continuous check to fake like they're disabled, because going to work at a job is the same thing, damn near the same money. Not exactly, right? You'll get a little more going to a job, but the stress and the deterioration of health that comes with jumping through the rings of fire at that workplace environment, which is toxic most of the times, or the times that they can count, they feel that it's worth to take the disability check, right? So who do you say what's right or what's wrong? Well, Spirit is going to say what's right and what's wrong through karmic retribution. But it's almost like the injustice is being revealed more than the justice is being revealed. You know what I mean? The highlight on the corruption of that type of ideology, that type of breadcrumbing. And this has caused you to, it's just that mentality, because whatever you're doing, you're like a warrior, and you've been through so many people betraying you, backstabbing you, taking you for granted, use you as a doormat. And again, I don't want you looking at this as like you're a sucker. You're actually one of those who stood up for yourself and departed from the sickness, and now that's what people are talking about. They're talking about that more, but they don't really know what's going on with you. They only have a clue. Like they have a clue that you're struggling in some type of way, in some type of area, but they don't have no proof of it, And not for nothing, at the same time, you're still, like I said, surviving, right? So it's still like they haven't destroyed you. They haven't taken you out. They haven't, but they want to, you know what I'm saying? It's like their belief that you have been taken out, or that they need to take you out, is what keeps them strong, is what keeps them going, is what keeps them coming at you. But what Spirit is also showing here is it's about perception. It's about your perception. It's about everything that you have right now. You can look at this ending and this defeat as you defeated your old self. You defeated your old mindset by separating from those people. Yeah, you shedding your skin, kind of like it's like that, a snake shedding his skin to come out new, refined, and just a whole new person altogether. And that's what the ending truly is. See, they think they defeated you, but they were defeating the old you, which is fantastic in the long run. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what's expected, the expected outcome of your perceiving it that way, is that you're expected to get on with your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Self-employment. So that's why it's a good thing that I use that as an example, that whole disability thing, because you're going to employ yourself. You're going to be your own boss. If you have a boss now, you're going to fire your boss. You're going to start working for yourself. You're going to start building a business. It may be a trade. You might start fixing sinks. You might have to walk to your first appointments in the community. Then you'll get a van, and then so on and so forth. You're going to master whatever it is that you're working at. So if you're a craftsman in whatever area that it is, you're going to make sure every stitch, every cut, everything is precise to the point where you can say, look, I'm a professional at this. All right, you're going to put some hard work into it. You're going to stay committed to it. You're going to keep your head down, because I got the 8 of Pentacles out here. By the way, I had the Justice card in reverse, followed by the 10 of Swords, followed by the 8 of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Wands in reverse. Trust me, I ain't bamboozle you. You know what I mean? This is not just coming from anywhere. I'm just channeling the spirit, but you know, the cards are out here. You know what I mean? I got the signs to guide us through. But this is what's expected of you, and then you're going to feel accomplished in doing this. Your ambition is going to increase. Your confidence is going to increase. But like I said, is keep your head down and do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because the advice here is to not become arrogant and reckless and then like want to bust out like da-da-da-da-da, Superman out the phone booth with your cape on and showing them, I told you fuckers I'd do it. You know what I'm saying? What up now? Like, don't become loud and start showing off and things of that nature. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And I know you might want to feel some type of or get some type of revenge or feel validated for everything that you've been through and everything that you've overcome. But that's between you and God. That's between you and spirit. That's between you and your angels and your guides. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to start because you know some people could get lost in their success to the point where they start exaggerating what they're capable of doing for others. Yeah, you did that for yourself, but once you start talking about, oh yeah, I could do this for you too, because look at what I did for myself, that could backfire on you should you come out in a way that's boisterous and that you're gonna just help everybody. Like, nah, it's not gonna happen like that. Same way that you kept your head down and was hunkering at what it is that you became successful in. Continue to do that. The right people are going to see you, and then you can lead and guide them into the fold. You understand what I'm saying? But that you don't need to broadcast that in order to do it. And with that being said, until next time, I'm out.